What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a new video. I'm in the shop, got the Cybertruck. Today, we're gonna be doing something pretty invasive, probably the most invasive install that I've done so far on the Cybertruck to take, well, I guess a wrap is taking quite a bit off, but we're gonna be installing a rear view mirror camera. So right now I have my radar detector mounted there with a 3D printed mount. I have a video on that if you guys want to check it out, but we'll probably have to change the position of that radar detector, put it to the side or something like that, because that spot is going to be used up now by the Hansshow digital rear view mirror. So they sent this out to me, and I'm super excited. I've never even had one of these in any sort of car at all. With a click of a button, you can switch it on and off, which is really cool. You've got 3 wires here. You've got your rear camera. You've got your, I'm pretty sure this one is front camera, and then you've got power. They give you a special harness that allows you to not tap into any wires. You're just having a pass through with one of the power connectors in the mirror area. This is actually the same connector that I tapped into for my radar detector. You've got your rear camera here, which is pretty beefy. Comes with 2 screws. You got your front camera here. Now this is optional, you don't need a front camera, but this also acts as a dash cam, so if you want extra footage and stuff, you can also get some footage from the front too. So, and this will just go on the windshield, but it's all up to you if you want to use it. And it also comes with the unique mount here for your, it also comes with a unique mount here for the mirror. So the biggest question that I've had is, how do I want to install this, guys? Because in the few videos that I've seen of people that have installed these, most of them are just pushing the wires in here. You know, they're getting the wires like over here, just pushing them in here, kind of snugging them in there, even though there's really not a big enough gap there to put them in right there. And then they're just pulling back the seal and kind of stuffing the wire in here, around here, and stuff like that. I personally am not the biggest fan of that option. I don't really want anything to mess with any of my seals or anything like that. So I have another option that I'm going to be trying in this video. Now, the other thing is, do you want to mount it like here, so it gets a wider view like that, or do you want to mount it on the rear, like near the trailer hitch? I've been trying to decide which one I want to go with. The only downside that I could see with the one down here on the hitch, mounting it down there, is going to be, there's going to be a lot more dirt and mud and stuff splashing up on that camera, whereas I think this position up here would be a lot cleaner, and it would be a little bit easier to wire, because going all the way back there is much more complicated to wire. But I'll show you guys probably both methods of which one I go with. I feel like this camera here on the rear already is basically going to be viewing what this one's going to be viewing. So I feel like it doesn't really make too much sense to put that camera way down there. So I am going to mount mine up there. I think that's going to be a better decision. I think that's what I want to go with. Some of the tools I'm going to be using, I just got clip tools, I got some picks and stuff like that. So just a general idea of the tools that I'll be using. But let's go ahead and start with the inside and kind of get everything apart that we need to get apart on the inside. So the first thing is going to be taking all of this off. So I am going to go ahead and do that. But first, let me get these mirrors out of the way. I actually need to remove my radar detector. And then it's pretty much kind of the same system for the original mirror. There's going to be a little tab that you pull down, and then once that tab is down, there's going to be a little screw. And I believe that's a T20 that we have to remove there. We're able to pull this part down. And now when that's down, I'm gonna actually go ahead and take this connector out. There's a little green connector here. Let me put you guys here so you can kind of see this little green connector. Okay, so that comes out pretty easy. There's not actually a spot to push down or anything on it. It's just a pole connector, so pretty simple. Now that that's off, you might get a warning or two on the screen or something like that. This one's really easy to take off. Just pull it down. You can really start wherever you want, to be honest. Oh. It's like one of my clips flew off. I'm just gonna put that back on here. But now that we have that loosened or off, I'm just gonna work on unplugging everything, because for right now, for me, I just need to get everything out of the way, because that's gonna make it kind of the easiest for me right now. Then you've got a camera connector that you want to remove, and 2 other connectors. This is why I would highly suggest having this pick tool, because it makes everything easier. I would definitely have a pick tool to get this camera connector out. If you can't get the camera connector out, there's 2 screws to take the camera out, and that way you don't have to take the camera connector out, because you really don't want to hurt that. But what I did is I took my pick and I pushed on right in that place, so the tab for the camera. Let me show you guys, actually, just a better look, because this was pretty difficult, to be frank. So instead of pushing on that one that they want you to push on, I put my pick tool through here and I pushed here, and that made it easier to get out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so like I said, because I really want a nice install of this, I'm actually going to be removing this big main headliner piece. And the reason why is because I want to cleanly route my wires under there to the outside of the car. And the way to remove this, based on the service manual, it's just 19 clips and a few magnets. So it should be pretty simple to take off. But I'm gonna give it a go and see what I think. See if it feels like it's coming off pretty easy or not. Okay, well there is, I think, 1 clip. These side clips seem to be the hard ones. Okay. So it looks like if I kind of put my tool here, pull down, that seems to be a good spot. Okay. Man, that is really on there though, actually. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like with the headliner down. So you've got, I would start with these clips over here, little pry tool, push those in, or put, like, get this one out, that one out, that one out, and that one out, and then start to do these. That makes it a little bit easier, but look at that, that's so cool. You got magnets, which is so cool, magnets here. and you've got like these hook clips. I'm pretty sure that's so if the airbags go off, this doesn't like fully come off, but it looks like I lost one clip, 2 clips over there. So I found one. So make sure you put some of those clips back if any of them fall off. All right, guys, so I went ahead and took this out, took the other part of the clip out and put it back. Now, what's interesting is in the service manual, it shows that all the clips are these, not these. So these are not even in the service manual. But I'm guessing they did that after the initial production or something. But this is really cool. Look at, you've got some soundproofing and stuff. So really, really nice. I'm surprised this entire piece isn't just magnetic. I think magnets are so cool. I'm just surprised like this whole headliner piece isn't just all magnetic. But anyways, it's just so cool seeing all this. I love seeing all of this stuff, like how it works and how they made it. It's just so cool to me. The reason why I took that off is this way we can route the wire like with these OEM wires over to here. And the other biggest reason why I took this off, and I'm about to get to that, but it has to do with now we have access under there, and that's going to be really important to the next step that I'm going to show you guys. So the next step is I'm going to take this weather stripping down. It's a little bit tighter on there than like the Model 3 and stuff, but it does come down the majority of the area that we really want it down from is just like right in this general area. And that's really all we need down there. Next up, we're actually going to remove this because the area that we're trying to reach is there's actually a pass-through of a wire for the headlight bar. So that way we're going to seamlessly basically take the wire from the interior and use a OEM weatherproof method that they already put in here to get the wire to the outside. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this little plastic piece here off. And actually, I'm going to pull this weather stripping off a little bit here as well. But yeah, this plastic piece over here, I want to take that off. It's pretty easy. Just grab from the, actually, I don't really think it matters which side you start from when it comes to this. But there's a clip on either side. So just start on one of the sides. So here is that panel there. What is really important is to have some kind of a tool like this. Right up here behind this, there's gonna be a clip that's into this weather seal. And you can kind of feel it. You'll almost just be able to feel it. But as you can see, there it is. The reason why I'm using this is it grabs both sides equally. If you don't do that, you could possibly break that clip and it'll rip it out of the weather seal. So that's just why I do that. And then what I'm gonna do is, this all exposes a 10 mil. So I'm gonna remove this 10 mil down here that so now we got that 10 mil out. Now next up, this whole piece is essentially now able to come off basically. And I'm just gonna pull up from the bottom and it just kind of starts to come out. Might have to fully straighten the rear door, open it all the way. And you pull down a little bit. And then we've got two connectors here. You probably don't have to unconnect these, but I'm gonna do it just because I want to right now. Okay, so I have successfully removed that piece. Like I said, you've got a connector here, then you've got this one down here. I would say the hardest thing and the most important thing is making sure you get the camera connector off properly. This one right here, you pull that red back, and then you can push that black part down and pull it out. This one right here, swivel this out of the way because this can turn on here. You can turn this here, see? So make sure it looks like this. And then that white piece right here, this white piece can go up and then it'll pull off. So that blue means it's 48 volts. So what that means is we probably don't want to disconnect that while the wire could be hot. And what I mean by that is we probably want to pull the fireman's loop and the high voltage from the front because we really don't want to risk. Apparently there can be things that can happen very easily with 48 volts and like with 12 volt, I've heard that it's completely fine to unplug things most of the time, but with 48 volt, it might not be. Before I do that, I'm gonna take this off because we're gonna need to get this off. And this piece comes off pretty easily. Basically gonna have some clips and it's actually really well engineered clips that's on this. So there's the first one. We've got another one over here. There we go. So I have successfully removed that. This is the golden baby right here. This is what we're after, guys. Look at that. A inside to outside waterproof wire pass-through area. This is what we're out looking for, and this is what we want, because I was looking everywhere for where on the Cybertruck is there a completely watertight OEM inside to outside pass through. And that's really the only one that I found, especially when it comes to up there, especially with how close it is to where I need the wire, because I'm mounting the wire up top. It's just super, really efficient. So, all right guys, so I'm about to disconnect the mid voltage system. So I'm gonna go ahead and power off the screen. And what you guys are gonna wanna do of the car, make sure all the doors, windows, everything's open because you won't be able to touch it after you unplug this. And make sure you don't close this after as well. But we're gonna wanna pick this piece right here up. Once you have taken this off, there's going to be a blue connector, and you're gonna wanna pull back on this right here. Go ahead, pull back. And then, once you've pulled back on that, you can disconnect this. And there should be a thunk. Yep, there's a thunk. And then you've got this big boy to deal with. Well, you slide it. Oh. And the entire thing just shut off. And then to fully disconnect it, you're gonna wanna do that. And then just fully pull this off. So now it's fully pulled off. Now there is completely no power to the Cybertruck whatsoever at the moment. So now, you know, after 2 minutes of letting all the power discharge from everything, then you can go ahead and unplug stuff, do whatever you want, really. But for right now, what I'm gonna do, or what my next step is, guys, is I want to, I'm gonna get some of this electrical tape and stuff off of this connector here because I wanna make it easier to pass through and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and push this through here so I can get this out. So as you guys can see, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be able to fish that camera wire through here as well. And yeah, so it's just gonna be so nice to be, you know, completely OEM. And then I'm gonna be able to put that camera wire right along here to the back. So next what I wanna do, guys, is I'm gonna get the actual camera wire sorted and wired from over there and all the way to over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so I have successfully took the wire, pushed it through there until I saw it on this side. Then it went into that hole right there, which spits out here, and now I have it. So now I'm gonna kind of push enough through to where I think I have enough. And then once I'm at that point, I mean, essentially, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably leave most of my slack kind of in here because there's a lot of extra room here. So I think that would be a good place to bundle up some slack with zip ties or electrical tape. All right, let me show you guys what I've done. So I took the wire and pushed it through here. And then, let's see, it came in right here, as you can see. And I wrapped it in some, it's like an anti-rattle kind of a fabric tape. It's this right here. That stuff's really awesome. And then I just followed this OEM cable that goes right to here. And then I put the camera cable right here. So it's basically following all of these. And then here it is. This is where we're gonna plug in the camera. So completely just beautiful. Beautiful. And the last thing that we have to do is just get this baby through this weather seal and up through there, and then that's it. And then we're ready to kind of plug everything in. So now, oh, another thing that I don't believe I've shown is I decided to, since I don't have a beast and I'm not getting a light bar anytime soon, I pulled this wire out of the seal here, and I just put just the camera wire through. So that's all that I have through here right now. So next up, what I'm gonna do is just kind of bundle this up, clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna push all the excess into here, kind of get it nice and round and tie it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna be completely honest right now. I've installed a lot of things. I've done a lot of stuff. I wrap cars, I take cars apart. This needs to be easier. I'm gonna get in the car right now, but this needs to be easier. I think, especially if you're going to be selling this to regular people that wanna do stuff like this. Like the swivel screen was so much easier. Even the seat covers were easier. And most of this process is easy until you get to getting that screw and these wires all in and getting everything to fit perfectly. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna be completely honest, I was sent this for this video, but I am going to tell them that I would highly, highly, highly suggest that they make it easier to install. Because first off, I ended up completely cutting off the front camera wire because I just felt like there were too many wires you're trying to stuff up there, and things are not fitting back together how they should and perfectly, and not all the clips are clipping in. Now, another thing, they said that you could just kind of stuff the wires here. Okay, that was not working perfectly. What I had to do is take this off, this little plastic piece here, and I stuffed that wire in that OEM spot right there. Because if you don't do that, it's just not going to fully clip in, and you need it to fully clip in. Okay, you absolutely need it to fully clip in. Now, another issue that I had is my bracket actually broke. My bracket here broke. So I'm gonna contact them and I'm gonna tell them that they need to make like a stronger bracket, some sort of a different bracket, maybe a stronger point around the screw, because you're pushing a lot of pressure there with all these wires pushing here. And that one screw it's doing a lot of work to hold up that mirror, push through those wires, get a good seal. So I kind of repaired mine with hot glue and stuff, but I'm going to ask them to hopefully send me another one. But yeah, there's just a lot of things that, in my opinion, need improvement. It needs to all be like one thin wire if possible. There needs to be an easier way to screw this mount in. There has to be something. Something needs to be made because it's just too difficult. I just wanted to update you guys on this because it's been so hard to do this. Honestly, it's just been really, really quite difficult. Another thing is I would highly suggest using a lot of masking, a lot of electrical tape to get those wires in here electrical taped on the side and on the bottom, because you don't want all those wires sort of, there needs to be less wires. There's just too many, in my opinion, to try to just stuff everything up there and just push it back up. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. So I'm pretty much kind of done on the interior side. Boy, that's a lot of fingerprints right now from working on that. All right, guys. So as you're watching this, all right, guys, so a little update. It's literally been weeks since the last clip that you saw. Is because this bracket here that they sent broke. It was just like a plastic, not a really nice hard plastic, and it just broke really easily. So they actually sent me out that same part, but made of metal. And they said in all the new kits, it'll be like this. And I'm super glad, because it definitely needs to be, because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of tension trying to get this heavy thing to screw into a tiny stud, and you got these wires that you're trying to like push on and all this stuff. So I'm just happy that they sent me out a new one and that it's metal. I'm gonna try to put this one in, and I will update you guys how it goes. But yeah, it was just really difficult. So I'm gonna try to put this on. So I don't even remember if I got this on video, because it's been so long. But this wire here, the one that goes to the camera, right? So the one that's supposed to go to here, to my camera plug there, you have to put that under this here and feed it with the other wires, because nothing can get in the way. Like, this has to be clear. Like, on some of the YouTube videos, they just stuff it up there, and maybe it might work, but in my experience, it's not gonna work. So I highly, highly, highly suggest putting that wire inside here. This is a clip, it comes down, and that I would just highly suggest that, because it'll be clean. Because you want this piece. You want this piece to hold well. You got to have it hold well, or your mirrors, your magnetic mirrors, are gonna make that piece fall off. So this, let me turn off the air. This is what it needs to look like, guys, so it actually fits in properly. I put the wire in there, right there it is coming out right there, and it's going with the flow of these original wires. So everything should clip in, and then I got my radar detector wire right on the side here. But let's go ahead and see if this clicks in. here we go. Let's put this back. Okay, that's back. And then I'm gonna put this back. Okay, I think that's good. I think that is good. Yep, that's good. Nice. Alright guys, so I finally am done. Look at that. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I'll show you guys everything about it in a second, but let me show you what I did in terms of the back. So I think I've already shown you guys how I got the wire over here, took this off, got the wire under there. I drilled a tiny hole here, as you can see, for the wire to go through. And then for right now, I just double-sided taped this to the bottom because I actually, the mount that this was on had this the other way, because if you want to put it like under the hitch or whatever, that's where it's supposed to go. But I wanted to put mine here and it had to be twisted. And yeah, so this is just how I had to do it to put it here. And for under here, I used some Amazon soundproofing like tape stuff because this sticks really well. And I put it under here. You cannot see any of that from over here or near the bed or anything, but that just seems to worked the best. Now, water is definitely going to get through there. Water already like gets through there. But I'm just trying to decide. I mean, what I can do is I might just put some more of that stuff right over that hole right there, and that'll just waterproof it completely from water getting into the bed. So I think that's what I will probably do. All right, guys, so now that we're finally done, take a look at that tonneau cover up, and then we can still, you know, adjust this as high up as we want. We can make it super low, super high. So I'll probably put it like right there, something like that. And then it looks like you've got time here. So I can set the time. So I don't have a front camera. You have gravity sensor, auto, screen off, volume, beep sound, screen lock, system update, firmware, format, the card. Don't have a card in it at the moment. We got the recorder settings here. Shortcut, DVR playback settings. Yeah, so I think that should be, that's it. Looks great, guys. So what is this? Oh, brightness. Oh my God, it can go even brighter. Whoa, that's amazing. So that's like take a photo, take a video. That's microphone. Please start recording. Okay, wow. Look at that. That's freaking awesome, guys. Let me know what you think. I just want to give a huge shout out to Hansshow for sending this out. If you guys want to pick it up and if you want to get a discount, I'm going to leave all that info down below. But anyways, guys, peace out. Guys, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update because I have had some issues with my GPS. And it looks like the GPS is actually right up here. And I think I fixed it. If you guys still have issues with your GPS or something, at least, you know, I just wanted to at least put this in the video. But so what I used to do is with the camera wire or the power, I kind of put it like this, like around that, that metal circle. Because I thought maybe the metal circle, if you block it at all, that might be the issue. So I had it kind of like this and it still wasn't working. So what I ended up doing is I kind of like all the wires, I kind of bundled them up and this at this very corner here. And now my GPS seems to be working. So I just wanted to insert this little clip. You know, I think there needs to be either less wires or just an easier way to do it, in my opinion, or just I don't know if maybe you have to wrap the wires in some sort of something that won't interfere with the GPS. I'm not 100% sure, but just wanted to share this with you guys.